Yeah, welcome. This is MC Sharper Image. I'm standing here with my dog technology. We are here to uplift your mind and upgrade your systems. Come on down, everyone that wants to get some. Get in and put and move. Yeah, I couldn't give a rat's ass. I come to eat flat ass and show my whole entire black ass. You know the saying, eat flat like. Bang the loudest in the camera, do a thing about it. What the fuck? Clock money like I can number. My name and number, let's go rumble. God, it makes me wonder how many heads ever hunter. How many different conclusions to come to. And my thing too far, rap hitting too hard with a total disregard. But your whole entourage, rapping on, slap your ass, snap your thumb. My theme song and hope it don't get hot in the hall. Back here, dirty as that old dirty bastard. Back here, like a two-belly dirty ratchet. And you take the quarter, lock down your daughter. As I touch the back game, in my water. Give me a car, show you how to lick body. Give me that like I shorty with a quick body. Skate college with a big wallet. The eight want to fight or escape with the weight from a big rocket. My grab is cold like Miller Beer. When I hit it, you see more stars than Tigger Cheer. The way the nigga here is out of control. Something like a rhyme goal. When I put the cold, I bring it back to the streets where the crooks belong. And if it ain't company wrong, then cook it wrong. Hands wrong, hold your nose. At the show, I'm shitting out my mouth like my cold clothes. Get back to a hundred proof and catch all the fighter. And over these great balls of fire. I'm having them up, hoping right here. Put them in the bubble of touch. I'll be that, but brothers in the house. I'll be that, let's turn this bubble around. Back is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I'll be that, but brothers in the house. I'll be that, let's turn this bubble around. Back is what it's all about. Like y'all don't fuck your life. Trust my nigga. Sometimes, boy, I trust my wife. Fuck it, I'm nice. Y'all don't be rushing the mic. With your guns in your left hand, not busting it right. Ain't no iron in steam, ain't no iron in my cream. I'm a semi-auto queen, rapid fire machine. Cocky, 6'3" with knock knees. A track could rest for blocks, cause I got cheese. I got the cheese with a low floor. When the time is rolling, it's rolling and smoking. We both want it. The track masters, the holes in the beat with an open tone, both on it. Hard barrel, a caddy truck beyond average. With the same size wheels, that's on the horse carriage. Up in the air, slap my dudes, throwing on the shit. Round the mountain down. I'll be that, my brother's in the house. I'll be that, let's turn this brother around. Back, this what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I'll be that, my brother's in the house. I'll be that, let's turn this brother around. Back, this what it's all about. My brother's in the house. Let's turn this mother around. Back, this what it's all about. My brother's in the house. Let's turn this mother around. Back, this what it's all about.
Chose us. Pioneers started on my corner like the cold crush. Had smokers lining up the block like a gold rush. The saying live fast and die young is what they told us. The way that they
Good morning, Geekdom. I realize you can't see me yet because I didn't turn off the blinder. 1 second, you guys. There we go. Nope, it's back. And it's back. All right, good morning, Geekdom. Sorry, but you know I'm on my 80-mile-an-hour commute, and these motherfuckers do not want to let me over, so I had to have my hands on the wheel to get the lane that I wanted. Because broad daylight, and everybody got their high. Stupid ass. Anyway, good morning, you guys. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Thank you for coming through on the early morning geek geek speak reaction to the they Hulk. Since we want to start using pronouns now, you goofy bitch. Um, well, I saw Dr. Tia-san's quote comment here. He said he missed it. And he didn't really feel like, not bothered, not upset by it. You wouldn't have been either. I saw it, but not because I was trying to be up at midnight. I was, over in the land of Tamriel, playing my Skyrim, running into another dungeon trying to snatch vampire souls. And because it's so hot, and the PS4 was running, I think it crashed. My game crashed, so I had like 30 minutes. Like, fuck. So I decided, I guess I would stay awake and watch this shit. I did some other stuff, but I stayed up. And I watched this episode. And for everybody who will repeat this later, hello, and everybody. Just to point it out, this episode was actually kind of funny to me. Oh my fucking God. It took 4 episodes. The season is half over. And I finally found some stuff that I actually laughed about multiple times. And not out loud, just kind of giggled like, okay, that was kind of funny. Right? Now, I told you guys this was going to be the episode that was going to be the teller for the writer, right? Because they were going to get into Jennifer Walter's She-Hulk being on a Tinder knockoff called Match, right? So she was going to be swiping. I told you since the whole show so far has been a self-insert of Jessica Gal, I knew this was going to be ripe for some fucking comedy because it's a self-insert. So what do you think was happening? Mildly overweight Asian women on a Tinder app. What do you think is going to happen? Oh, and one who idolizes black women and probably wants some black D. What do you think is going to happen? A whole lot of funny shit. Now, I think this is what made me laugh the most to myself about it, thinking about it, because dating in this modern era is stupid as shit. And most of the stuff, I would have to say is on the woman's side. I'm saying that as a hetero man, a proud hetero lesbian. Right? Most of this shit is on y'all. You do this shit to yourselves. It's some goofy shit, right? Doing goofy shit. So this episode saw, which was pretty much the whole episode was about 2 things. The main plot was, date. Because apparently all of a sudden she felt like she needs some dick. Not knowing if your gamete irradiated cooch, that bloodstream, those secretions, ain't nowhere in there eating juices. Why not? Just subject anybody to that shit, right? Whatever. Fuck. The other story was not that damn interesting, right? Wasn't that damn interesting at all. It was about Wong and a fake magician, or a magician who left Carmitage, but he's still out there doing shit magic. And because his show is failing, he starts using some of the half-ass magic he got from Carmitage because he only lasted there a week. So you got another cameo with Wong, but you got more of a cameo with Wong. And I think that's what saves the fucking show, because Benedict Wong is actually funny. He's actually funny. And when I think back on what I watched for the 20 or so minutes, it's usually scenes involving Benedict Wong. He actually plays comedy well. He does. And it's his character of Wong, but he's, kind of playing it off. Yeah, nice episode. Yeah, it was almost minimal man hate in this one. No one. That's what you can get at. It's almost minimal manhood. It's mostly laughing at goofy shit that women do trying to date, right? And you get the idea how hard up Jen is. Maybe that's why she's such a bitch in the first 3 episodes. She just needed to get a date, get one off. Now, the first thing in this episode is Jen going down her checklist for the day, going all the way to the bottom and starting her match profile. And her paralegal girlfriend being the one pushing her into it because you knew it was coming. Like I told you guys, I think it was episode 2 or something like that, 3. Her paralegal friend was mentioning that she had a date. So you knew it was going to come, right? You knew it was coming. It's like the pseudo hot girl with the mousy friend. Like, oh, girl, I'm getting a lot of dick. You should be out here too. Okay, this is what was happening in the episode. It's not nothing I have not dealt with personally. Let's spend the fucking chicks, right? Like, y'all keep each other single. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Y'all keep each other single. No dumb shit, right? But she finally does it. She puts the profile up there and then moves on to the rest of the damn story. And it turns out that this magician performing like old folks' homes or some shit like that. And his tricks don't work. Chris Angel, he is not. He is not a mind freak. He is barely a freak, right? And because the show bombs, he pulls out what he has, which is a sling ring. Now, at this point in the episode, I'm kind of intrigued. Like, where the fuck did he get that and why does he have it? And the dude uses it. Excuse me. It opens up a portal. Like, oh shit. Right? Now, if you've seen Doctor Strange, you understand what a sling ring and a portal is. And if you haven't seen Doctor Strange, you need to go back and watch Doctor Strange. It's not my job to keep you up on current affairs. Keep up with everybody else. Get in the stream and swim. He asked up a volunteer to the stage, and this volunteer is the stereotypical drunk white chick, right? Pseudo hot white chick called Madison. S-Y-N-N, but not the Y where you think it is. Like, what the fuck? Now, this is stupid. It's stupid, but it's funny to me because I've seen this, because it is actually a trope on white girls, on drunk white chicks. That's what it's a trope on. And it's actually kind of funny because I have seen this to be true. Like, oh, okay, she's kind of irritating as fuck, but California-wise, it's like, yeah, I know that bitch. Yeah, she'll be at the club tonight. It's Thursday. She'll be at the club tonight. She'll be at the bar tonight. Her and the 2 girlfriends. Yep. Small skirt bouncing around like little debutantes, little fraternity girls. Drunk talking vapid shit. Yeah, of course. I'd agree. You probably know one of these girls. I do. Right. So. You know, when I see your comment, Green Light Special episode, yeah, it is. It is a Green Light Special episode. So, the dude, the Donnie Blaze is the fake magician's name. He pushes this chick through a fucking portal. Can't get her out. And all of a sudden, the portal opens up in Carmitage where Wong is about to sit down and watch The Sopranos, which is kind of funny. He's watching The Sopranos, right? And this chick pops through, and Wong is kind of like bemused, like, where the fuck did you come from? What are you doing here? And she said, yeah, I gave 6 drops of blood to a demon, and he dropped me here. Now, when she came through the portal, she was holding a heart and dropped it on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And Wong is thinking the same thing I am, right? So he's trying to find out what the hell is going on, and then realizes it's this magician who failed out of Carmitage after 1 week and he has a problem with him. So he seeks out Jennifer Walters to bring the stop and desist suit against this dude for doing fake magic. It was kind of funny, right? Because the interaction with Benedict Wong and this chick playing Madison is actually funny because she is so ridiculous and he is not trying to listen to her ass, and she keeps doing shit that spoils things for him, which I thought was hilarious, right? It's hilarious in the fact that he's about to sit down and watch The Sopranos, and she tells him the end of the shit, and he's like, he just did for it. Like, you can tell throughout the episode, the character of Wong wants to slap the shit out of this girl. Which was hilarious. He does want to slap the shit out of her because she just keeps spilling shit and ruining it, right? He's not interested. But she is all into him. He wanted to have a good time and party. I'm like, oh my fucking God, dude, this sounds like a nightmare. Tell that bitch to shut up. Right? Can't do it. Nick Fury's not there, right? Now, the whole thing with them going to court, Wong taking this magician to court, and them showing up in court is kind of kooky. It is not really a court. It happens in court. This could have been, I guess, Judge Joe Brown or somebody else, the Poe People's Court, some goofy shit like this. Look, night court. Night court in the daytime would have been as close to what this shit could have been. This is about how the shit was written. Okay? It's not written like a legit court show. It's written as a farce. Okay? It's a fucking farce. Right off the bat. But some of the shit that happens during the court scene is kind of humorous. And it's mostly Wong relating to the rest of the outside world. This chick Madison showing up, relating to the rest of the world. Like, this just showed up in court with a fucking drink in her hand and a party dress on in the middle of the daytime. What the fuck is she at? And then the shit that goes on with these dudes trying to be magicians and actually being terrible magicians. Some of the shit is terrible. Some of the other shit is actually funny. But side story to this is her dating. And to me, dating montages are funny because if you've dated in the real world, especially after, like, I don't know, COVID or anything like that, kind of goes this way. It's kind of stupid. It's really fucking stupid. It's formulaic and fucking dumb. Bunch of pretentious shit, right? Jen has gotten no hits on her profile. None. Which I find hard to believe, but I'm sure it happens with chicks because there's always somebody trying to slide you some D in your DM, right? It's just how it works. You hold everything. Two sexes on the planet won't. You hold all the vagina in the situation. Somebody gonna try to hit you. You know, some people are bottom feeders, right? But her friend looks at it and sees the picture that she puts up on there and tells her, oh, hell no, this is not gonna work. And tries to fix her profile, which if you've had any female friend, you would know this happens all the fucking time. That's what they do with each other, right? Dr. Tia Stein, the shit I was texting you about last night, that's how that shit got started. Girlfriends get motherfuckers on shit. But stupid as fuck, right? So Jen's friend, the paralegal, tries to tell her, why don't you put up a profile in She-Hulk? She's like, hell no, I don't want to do that. But eventually, after she goes on a couple of these dates as herself, in water finds its own fucking level. At a bowling alley, talking to a couple of fucking goofballs that she picked that aren't really into shit. Funniest moment was one of the dudes that wasn't about shit. He had a lot of big talk, and he wasn't really about shit. And it was a white dude, and it was funny. It was funny. Because the funniest part came down to when they brought the check. Now, mind you, the setting is stupid. They're in a bowling alley, but they bring them a check to their table in the billfold, right? In the menu fold. Well, you don't have leather menu folds at a fucking bowling alley. That's fucking stupid, right? But they dropped the shit on the table. Now, after this guy has gone through his spiel, which is pretty funny, because I got guy friends, okay? Some of us do some goofy shit. Some of them ain't about shit at all, but they still end up, bagging chicks. Call it what you will. I call it a superpower, whatever, man. It's just what you do, right? But when the bill shows up, it's a funny scene because then they start getting into these slow motion looks, like who's reaching first to see who go pay for the bill. Now that shit was funny to me because the dude's going in his little satchel, which is real suspect. You got this big ass satchel, but you're supposed to be an artsy dude, an entrepreneur with a job that's to be announced, to be determined, right? He's going for his bag, she's going for her purse, he's going for his bag, she's going for his purse. And she reaches in her purse and pulls out a wallet. He reaches in his satchel, pulls out his keys, like, oh, it's nice meeting you. Thank you for the drinks. It bounces out. Now that shit was hilarious to me, right? Why? Because she's not a chick that somebody would pay for drinks for. She's not. But the flip side of that the women will laugh at is that the guy is fucking broke. Okay. To me, that's kind of a reversal. Because if I've ever went out for drinks with a chick, she's the one who don't want to pay for the fucking drinks. I'm the one paying. But I'm old-fashioned in that sense. If I invited you out for drinks, I'm paying for the fucking drinks. That's just what it is. I've already accepted that when I decided to ask your ass out. Now, it doesn't matter if you have money in your pocket or not. I'm not looking for a woman with money like that. I don't have chick sensibilities in that matter, right? But it's the interesting reversal that the position that a chick would be in, which is just grabbing her keys and bouncing out after trying to call somebody else off the phone, is what Jen was in with the guy. The guy was bouncing out because he saw some other cuter asses walking by in the bowling alley, and he was hawking it. And while she was talking about some dull shit, he was on his phone. Right? Get that next batter on deck, right? Which is what would happen if, like, oh, she ain't about shit. She's not interested. There's nothing happening here. She out talking about her job. And if you guys will heard me bitch on any of my PMDMs, two of the things I told you I take off the table when dating. One is vagina. Throw that off the table. Don't give a fuck whatsoever. Every woman got a vagina, so you can stop worrying about the sex thing. If we like each other, it's gonna fucking happen. And then the other thing is job. I take that off the table. I don't want to fucking talk about jobs. No, because all I hear when a woman is asking you what you do is a cash register or a calculator going, because she's trying to figure out how much you make and how much of it can be hers. It's the fucking uninteresting gold digger fucking conversation, and I don't feel like having it. So I tell motherfuckers, what do you do for a living? And I tell her I do porn. I sell porn more often than not. Because I don't talk about that shit. I don't know you well enough to be giving you all that kind of information about my goddamn finances. It's not your fucking business. Why don't you talk to the person and not my wallet? So I thought that shit was funny. That she went out on this date, she ended up having to pay for drinks. Some of the dudes that she were getting, mind you, were goofy as fuck. But remember how this shit works. These are people who hit her profile and that she picked to go out on a date with, right? So if these dudes are fucking goofy, what does that tell you about her? She's fucking goofy. That's what she picked. Now, it didn't change really. There was one little black dude thing in there where he was, excuse me, back up. The other part in there was that once her friend kind of got on her about the whole thing about doing the profile of She-Hulk, and she went out on some dates as herself and was having no luck. When it became Friday night, she's sitting up there doing legal briefs and stuff like that, calling her paralegal to tell her, oh, can you proofread such and such tomorrow? And she's telling her, bitch, tomorrow is Saturday, which means it's Friday night, which means her friend is already getting some dick up. She ain't doing shit Saturday morning but recuperate, right? We're going in for thirds. And calls out her friends like, are you already in your pajamas? It's Friday night. Yeah, she figures out how much of no social life she actually fucking has without her paralegal friend, which basically is just the chick that works for her. So is that really your friend or is that your minion? Is it really your friend? Friends are kind of your equals. She works for you. Does it make you friends? Not really. So she ain't got no social life. So in the late night, which all of us are grown, we know this shit happens, she goes and makes a She-Hulk profile in the middle of the night on this match thing. And immediately the shit starts blowing up. Now, why is this funny? Because I'm a guy. I know some guys will fuck anything. Pseudo-celebrity green chick showing up on a dating app in LA on a Friday night, hunting season. Somebody's trying to fuck. Somebody's trying to fuck. Green legs and yams all day. Nobody gives a fuck. They probably want to find out what it's like. Do the curtains match the drapes? Is the green all over? Is it super strong? Does it have that kung fu grip? Look, somebody want to know. Dudes want to know. Now, the moment for real comedy would have been if they wanted to play the pronoun game and all this goofy shit. They would have let her get some hits from women because they low-key slid it in there that the paralegal chick is a lesbian or bisexual because she makes a comment about how hetero dating is like trash or something like that. Now, I caught that dig. I listened to dialogue, motherfucker. I heard that shit. Now, if the paralegal chick is supposed to be a lesbian, it makes sense why she has such god-awful makeup over her eyes most of the damn time, trying to look scary. But whatever. If they really wanted a comedic moment, they would have had a couple of chicks hit Jen up and Jen go out on a date with some chicks. Because I don't think She-Hulk would actually give a fuck that way. She might be strictly dickly in the comics, but if you actually want to make a change for the millennium, if you really want to take it there, have some chick trying to take her out, some butch chick, right? So anyway, She-Hulk ends out on a couple of dates, and of course the first date is a big buff black dude. Now, I told y'all before about this self-insert and why these black men in this shit kept coming up looking goofy. I think that writer has dated black dudes, especially if she in California and Asia. She's dated black dudes. Like BGS has said when I pointed the chick out, she's like, no, she could bag a black dude. Yeah. Kind of frumpy Asian chick, yeah, she could bag a black dude. She could. Some brother would hit her. He'd hit that shit. He would. Not saying he wouldn't. I'm just knowing the fact that all these black dudes kept being put in these weak and goofy positions. And I'm knowing that the character is a self-insert. That's cheap deals with life. You getting to see. Right? So the first guy that shows up is some big black dude. Buff and everything else. But he really aggressive because he's yelling for somebody to come take their goddamn order. Which, if you're a black dude, you understand. If you're a buff black dude and you sitting up there with a green fucking chick, Motherfucker, it don't matter. That's 2 reasons for people to still be racist and get your ass. They gonna take their fucking time taking your order. They gonna sit there and let your ass wait and be hungry. You're gonna have to say something to somebody. Hey, can I get my menu? What the fuck? Do y'all sell food here or not? You know, you're gonna have to be a little bit to say something. Now it's played in the show as, oh, he's just over masculine. No, you have to assert yourself as a black man in the society, especially if you're in some hoity-toity places, or they will try to just let your ass sit there and twist on a vine and be hungry. They'll fuck you over purposefully. So that day didn't go so well. I guess apparently in her She-Hulk form, he was too masculine for her. He goes to a couple of other ones, but then she gets to, you know, the Boris Kojo effect, right? She gets to another black dude. He's mixed. He's lighter skinned, got the pretty eyes, bald headed, kind of buff. He's a doctor and all of this shit, and she is just wet. It's just green juices are flowing after this. Now, from this point on, that's when it got actually kind of funny to me, because she is thirsty. And she is hardcore on this motherfucking dude. She on this nigga. He ain't even trying to really hit. He just trying to be a decent fucking dude. And she like, oh, hell no, I want this. No, I want you. Now, for me, it's funny because this has been my experience. Dating in 2020s. This has been my experience. As soon as I saw this shit, what came to mind is one of the last dates I had. She was on me like that. I'm like, this bitch, look, yeah, you cool. I'm liking you, but yeah, it's a little too much. That's what's making me laugh about the shit. Because it was actually finally fucking relatable. It was actually relatable. Like, she just all in his face, like, oh, really? Oh, you spilled something on your sweater and the top came off? Like, oh, shit. You know, muscles and shit. She thirsty. She turning off her phone. Wong is into some shit because this fake magician and did some dumb shit. And Wong jumped into it to help out. And he's calling her. She putting her phone on silent and shit like that. I'm like, she all there. She trying to get this D. She's trying to get that black D, boy. Hardcore. And that shit is hilarious to be watching. It's like, oh yeah, she hungry. You better feed her. Because this California, boy, you will get mauled by a mountain lion, green or otherwise. You will get mauled. This was a rape situation. Excuse me. This was a grape situation, and she was not going to be denied. Now Wong shows up. It opens a portal right in the middle of her fucking couch when she's trying to go in for the kiss on this dude, which is funny in a sense because She-Hulk is acting really masculine, right? She's acting really masculine is all it is. And all it is a role reversal. All it is the role reversal. Instead of the guy being the one that's coming on and have to make the first move, she's making these moves. She's doing this shit. Which is kind of funny because I don't think, as a self-insert, this is what this chick is doing. I don't think so. But we'll see, right? It remains to be seen, I should say. I'm not going to see. We ain't going to be a show. Excuse me. But Wong opens up a portal and tells her she needs to come and help because they've already been to court with the cease and desist, and Donnie Blaze has opened up this portal and fucking shit up again and released all these little demons. And Wong is there putting these demons back in their dimension. So She-Hulk bounces through the portal, tells the dude she'll be right back, and now she's in here helping Wong fight these fucking demons. And she's pissed off. And she's having a verbal oratory going on as well as the fourth wall break, complaining about this shit, that she has to be out here doing this where she got a hot guy on her couch and things are happening. Now, to me, this is the most of this shit that felt like actual She-Hulk. She's in a dress that doesn't look like it's made for a man. She green, she bitching, she just want to get back and get fucked on. And she got to go out here and do this Hulk shit fight, throwing these things in there. That shit was kind of funny to me. And to me, if the show was this for the last 4 episodes, I would have been more excited about seeing the episodes. I would have been. This was actually entertaining. This was actually funny. The rest of that shit wasn't. Up to this point, wasn't funny. And it's only funny because I'm laughing about it, thinking of it now, that it was fun. Finally. Like, oh my fucking God, it took you 4 episodes to find the fucking funny. I don't know how long it's going to last. So I guess I'll just have to take it for what it is. But it showed up. This was kind of funny. All right, fine. Fuck it. Whatever. Right. She throws all the demons. She helps Juan. They get all the demons back through this portal into their dimension and seal it the fuck up and get Donnie Blaze to honor their excuse me, honor their cease and desist letter from doing this fucking magic and shit he was doing. And then Wong opens the portal and drops her back onto her couch, and it ends up in the scene where she falls on top of the dude, straddled. Now, you know what happens. Charles Faulkner can tell you this too. Anybody who's done any fighting sports or wrestled or anything like that with chicks, physicality gets your endorphins up. Makes you want to fuck. Right? Doing that shit makes you want to fuck. Juan got her all hyped up. She was already hyped up and wanted to fuck. Now she just got to get her aggression out, beating up some imps and shit. Then he dropped her ass back into her apartment on the couch on top of this dude that she was already wanting to fuck. What do you think happened after that? What do you think happened after that? Oh, she was all in that motherfucking face. Like, oh yeah, nigga, you about to give me this. And that's when she took him to the bedroom. And then at that part, it wasn't objectionable. It was still bothering me that she carried him to the room, but goddamn, she could lift a ton. Yeah, she grabbed that nigga off the couch and took his ass to the bedroom. Oh, she about to get this. She about to get this. he got to throw some D's on that bitch, right? Now, the funnier part comes at the next day, the morning after. We all know those thrills, don't we? If you stayed there past sunrise. One second, y'all. All right. If you ever had a date that turned into that overnighter, right? And you wake up the next morning, you're not doing the walk of shame. You're not doing the walk of shame yet. You just kind of stayed there that night. And the next morning, you already know it's possibly gonna be some weirdness. There could possibly be some weirdness. This is why I don't like going out on dates and having a lot of drinks and shit like that. Then some chick want to fuck. No. Outside of being a Gen Xer, I know that's how motherfuckers get rigged up with some bullshit, get them early morning regrets. You need to be sober. You need to be fucking sober. So I know who I'm dealing with the next morning. So she's in the living room and she's watching the news, and there's some shit on about Titana getting released and stuff like that. And the dude comes out and she's like, hey, and she all happy, right? She had got up early in the morning. She made him some breakfast, made him orange juice and shit. So that means that motherfucker knocked that green cooch backwards, right? He's trying to blow her back out, right? Best he could. The dude come out and he's like, who are you? He said, oh, I'm just Jen. This is me when I'm not She-Hulk for him. He's like, oh, awkward. The dude ain't interested now. This shit is hilarious because the dude's not interested. The dude was interested in fucking She-Hulk. He ain't interested in this little small, springy haired chick he's seeing in front of her right now. He's like, ugh. No. She's like, oh, I made breakfast. He's like, nah, I'm just gonna go. He don't want no juice. He don't want shit. He just want out. The only thing he wants is out. He's like, like having that beer goggles moment. Like, damn, I can't believe I fucked that. So he leaves. He bounces out on her, and it's another fourth wall break where she's like, "Well, what the fuck?" You know, like it's a myth. You know, the hot doctor is a myth, right? It's not a myth. Look, you didn't get the motherfucker as yourself. You trying to keep him as yourself? I don't know. The shit was kind of funny to me because, like I said, this is the part that's actually fucking relatable for the damn show. If you're an adult and have dated in this world in the last fucking 2 years, you've seen this shit. It's fucking comical. It's mostly comical. That's why you can't take the shit very serious. It's bullshit. So this episode kind of highlighted how silly some of this shit was and how much of the silliness is brought on by herself. It's her that's fucking silly, right? Not all the dudes. Now the episode ends off with the dude leaves, but there's a knock at the door, and she's like, "Oh, he came back." She's like, "Hell yeah!" She opened the door, and it's a guy saying that, "Oh, I got a gift for Jennifer Walters," and she's like, "Man, I know a process server when I see one." And sure enough, he's like, "Yeah, you got me." He opens the box, and she's being served with court papers that Titana is suing her for trademark infringement because Titana went and trademarked the name She-Hulk and she's using it, so she's suing her ass. And I'm like, damn, didn't we just go through this shit in the manosphere? Yeah, this is how motherfuckers new age get down. Right? Dumb shit, right? Dumb chick shit. And this proves it, doesn't it? Shout out to my homeboy, the Doughboy. Yeah, this proves it. Bitch shit, like I told you. But and then that ends the episode, right? Now this was actually kind of funny because, like Dr. T is saying in here, this makes it more classic She-Hulk. It's more her being a woman wanting what she wants, but then the comedy ensuing from that moment. That was the funniest part. In what, 2 hours? 2 hours of runtime so far. Yeah, about 2 hours of runtime so far. I finally got to something fucking funny. And it's only funny in retrospect, going back and thinking about it, like, oh, this shit, that shit was actually kind of funny. And it's just regular human shit. Not her being an uber bitch in the super feminist. No, just being a regular fucking chick. Dealing with regular chick fucking problems. That shit was kind of funny. Now, am I going to jump up and start saluting the writer for that shit? Fuck no. Like I said, it's a self-insert, bitch. This is what you have dealt with. Outside of the fighting demons and getting the shit that you want, I'm sure you dated a lot of toads. And since you wanted some black dick, there's a bunch of dudes that's living on the fringes. The black men in this culture, motherfucker, everybody tries to help keep us down behind them. If you met a hot fucking doctor, you better be trying to make him some flapjacks and some other shit, try to keep him there. You got over. You should have turned back into She-Hulk that minute. Like, oh, don't leave. We can go again. Then he would have stayed. Maybe. But that's it. That was it. The episode in and of itself was actually passable. There was some funny stuff in the episode, but it came from all that relational stuff with people. Benedict Wong was actually funny. None of his scenes went overly goofy, but him dealing with this irritating ass chick was funny as fuck because I know he want to slap her. I know he want to slap the hell out of her. And I'm not saying that slapping women is right. I'm just knowing the expression on people's faces like, I wish you could shut the fuck up. I really do wish you would shut the fuck up. And him not being able to tell her just to shut the fuck up or put some magic on her and zip her lips shut because she is just a fucking airhead and there ain't nothing coming out of that motherfucker. But like, dude, something is coming out of your fucking penis hole. It sound better if you. It sounds misogynist, but look, some people have a talent, and hers talking was not hers. It was not hers, or being sober. So they made a 3D model for that episode and made her extra thick. Yeah, the CG on that episode did look better. I noticed that because they made her. she keeps shape changing throughout the show. She does. Like in the Megan Thee Stallion episode, they enlarged her fucking butt. That's why I said they put the model on a different chick. It wasn't the Tatiana Maslany. It was a different chick that they put the model over. That's why she had ass. All the rest of that shit ain't. Tatiana Maslany ain't got no fucking ass. She barely got a pair of breasts. Come on, man. So the facial is her, but the body is somebody else. What the hell else was you gonna do? I don't know why they didn't talk to Gina Carano. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's it. I'm here at work. I actually made it on time, so let me clock in on time and scare everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. Madison with the Y. Yeah, Madison with the Y was funny as fuck. And that chick would probably still get fucked. Guam probably did fuck her because there ain't no celibacy rules in the mystic arts, and he is the sorcerer supreme. I'm sure he can whip up something. So he probably did fuck. Which is kind of hilarious. Like, Wong hit that shit. You know Wong hit that shit. He's Sorcerer Supreme, been up in Carmitage for a while. She blowing the plot points in the Sopranos too? No, you're gonna have to do something to get her to shut up. That's what friends are for. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. Episode was passable, so if you watch it, see what happens. We already know Wong is funny because if you saw Shang-Chi, Benedict Wong does do comedy pretty well. They weren't singing Hotel California in this one, but him dealing with that chick Madison was kind of funny. She-Hulk getting her piece and fighting and being mad that she can't get her piece was kind of funny. So that's it. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I'm getting out of here to clock in on time. Appreciate you all for coming through. I've been artisanmc, and this was my reaction to She-Hulk episode 4. Peace.
I saw, I conquered, I'm tall, yeah, I came, I saw, I conquered.